Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna let every single Wasabi power face the training cave. So let's just start. At that last place is Jean. He took over 3 minutes long. His super doesn't do any damage and his Wasabi power was just to move it so it will home on enemies. This is way different than the first place, which I'm not gonna tell yet. So Supercell maybe buff Jean just a little bit. Second to last place is one of the new brawlers, Ollie. And you can see he's just not a damage dealer. Just like Jean, he only does 200 damage per shot. But at least he can hit multiple projectiles at once. His super does damage but only just a little bit. So that's why he's getting this place. Next up is Gray, which I'm quite surprised about, because I thought he was way better. But you can see his Wasabi power is whenever he goes to a portal, he uses his gadget a bunch of times. But that gadget doesn't even do damage, so it's not helpful for this test. At 57th place we have Jae-young, who has a time of 2 minutes and 12 seconds. He's a supporting brawler, so normally that means that he doesn't do a lot of damage, which is definitely the case with him. His Wasabi power wasn't really that good, so that's why he got this low of a score. Next up is Poco, which I actually thought he was gonna be in last place. Again, he's also a healer, so that's why he just sucks. His Wasabi power made him heal whenever he took damage, which doesn't help at all with this test. He ended up with a time that was just more than 2 minutes. Next is Rosa, and her Wasabi power was that whenever she attacks someone, she leaves bushes. Even though this one was really cool, it didn't really help with dealing more damage. The only way to do that was by using her gadget, which only does 200 damage. She ended up with a time that was 1 minute and 34 seconds. Then we have Meeple. Even though his Wasabi power was really great, he himself just isn't. He has a really low reloading speed and his super can't deal any damage. But when he did, it was immediately a lot because he had 3 attacks. Next we have Frank, and yes, maybe I could have done it a little bit faster if I let him take some damage. But I'm not sure if that's gonna be a lot of difference. His Wasabi power made him destroy walls, which isn't really helpful for this challenge. He came 53rd place. Now we have Finks, who controls time itself but still was really slow. His Wasabi power made his super around him all of the time, which didn't really make a difference. His reloading speed isn't that good, so that's why he came on this place. Now we have my favorite brawler, Sprout. This was actually quite difficult to perfectly aim his attacks so he can hit 2 attacks at once. He doesn't do really that much damage and his super doesn't do any damage, besides when you hypercharge it. But even then, that's difficult. He got a time of 1 minute and 18 seconds, which means he's in 51st place. At 50th place, there's Belle. Her Wasabi power wasn't really that useful unless a lot of people were right together, where you can hit multiple of them with one attack. Belle's way better at other things than just doing damage. She has a time of 1 minute and 18 seconds. Now there's Gus, with a brand new hypercharge that definitely helped a little bit. His Wasabi power makes it so he always drops ghosts. And with the use of his gadget, he can do a lot of damage with that. His super doesn't do any damage. And he managed to finish in 1 minute and 16 seconds. Now there's Eve, who didn't really do that bad, besides the fact that her Wasabi power was completely useless. Her Wasabi power made it so she spawns a lot of little hatchlings whenever she took damage. Obviously for this test that didn't really work. She took 1 minute and 13 seconds to complete this. At 47th place we have B, who doesn't really do that much damage unless she uses her big attack. Her Wasabi power made it so she spawns little bees whenever she attacked someone, which is pretty useful. Even though that's great, she still took 1 minute and 13 seconds. Next up is Shade, and his Wasabi power made it so whenever he hit someone in the special area, he instantly got a super. That made it so he almost always had his super. And at the end you can see that he was really fast. He got a time of 1 minute and 12 seconds. Now there's the little rat. His Wasabi power made it so he would stay way longer in his super. Even though that was handy, it was better to switch supers to deal more damage. He got a time of 1 minute and 11 seconds. Buzz was decently good at this challenge, but this was not because of his Wasabi power. Because his Wasabi power just made it so his super range was way longer, so it was only useful to get to the boss. He is an assassin though, which are one of the best brawlers for this challenge, as you will see when we get to the final brawlers. He got a place of 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now we have Bull, who does do a lot of damage nearby, but his reload speed isn't the best. His super was really handy for this, and overall he did pretty good. He got a time of 1 minute and 8 seconds. Next is one of the fan favorite brawlers, Mortis. In game he might be the bad random, but for this challenge he was pretty good. His Wasabi power made it so whenever he does the long dashes, he gets a super. He got a time of 1 minute and 7 seconds. Then we have Charlie, who leaves behind spiders whenever she walks. Her cocoon isn't really that good for this challenge, but she can still do a lot of damage from nearby. She took 1 minute and 3 seconds. At 40th place we have Draco, which means we already done 20 brawlers. His dragon form did a lot of damage, and his Wasabi power helped with that. He got a time of 1 minute and 2 seconds. Now we have the star of the show, Kenji. This entire event was based around him. He also got a really good hypercharge and some cool skins. And maybe one of the best Wasabi powers, because he can use infinite amount of attacks. His time was just 1 minute. Now we have Lily, which was one of the most fun brawlers to do, because you have to perfectly aim her super, which was really cool. I couldn't use her hypercharge and her super at once, because that would mean that she would be in the Shadow Realm where she couldn't charge her super. Lily is the first brawler to take under 1 minute, because she took 58 seconds. Now we have Mr. P, and his Wasabi power wasn't that good, but where he shines is with his little porters. If you spawn a lot of them, then they do a lot of damage. So that's why he took only 57 seconds. At 36th place is No Skill Edgar, who uses his Wasabi power to jump all the way to the big boss. With his fast reload, he can do a lot of damage. He ended up also only taking 57 seconds. Now one of the most underrated Wasabi powers is El Primo's. He could just chain super after super, which was really good in Brawl Ball. And with all of his HP, it was just really good. But for this test, he could have done a little bit better. He took 55 seconds. At 34th place, we have Lola. With her double hypercharged ego, she does a lot of damage, as long as it's far away. She took a time of 54 seconds. Now comes Amber with one of the most broken Wasabi powers. She even got nerfed after filming this. With her double shots, she could just do a lot of damage in a small time. And her super also helped a lot. She ended up also taking 54 seconds. Now there's Surge, which was also one of the Infernos. His Wasabi power made it so he immediately has his max level. Even though that's handy, it isn't as OP as some of the other Infernos. Surge on his own can do a lot of damage really fast, so that's why he got this place. He also took 54 seconds. Even though Max is the fastest brawler, she only got 31st place. With an infinite amount of attacks, she can do a lot of damage. Her mobility is really great. And again, she also took 54 seconds. We're officially halfway there with Ruffs. In the original Mutations event, he was one of the best. His attacks just kept bouncing forever. Now it was a little bit shorter but still really great. He was still really OP. He got a time of 53 seconds. And now there's Fang, who still couldn't hit all of the bots with one super, even though his Wasabi power made it way longer. He still ended up with a really good time, and in my opinion he's a really satisfying brawler to do this. He took 52 seconds. At 28th place there's Stu, who actually got a buff to his Wasabi power, so there would be way more ammo shooting around whenever he supers. If you get him right in the big boss, you can even hit all of them at once, which is really satisfying. He's literally the mobility brawler, so that's why he took 51 seconds. Now there's Pam. Her Wasabi power was actually her hypercharge. Because Supercell accidentally released her hypercharge in this update, even though it wasn't supposed to be here yet. Her Wasabi power does exactly the same thing, which is overhealing teammates and herself. Even though that doesn't do any damage, she completed this in 50 seconds. Now we have Colette. Her Wasabi power was an Inferno one, even though it actually wasn't that good. She also ended up getting a huge buff in the middle of the event, because otherwise it just wasn't worth being Inferno. Her Wasabi power made her super use a lot of attacks that dealt less damage than normal, just like Stu. She ended up taking 50 seconds. Now there's Juju, who's just good on her own, because her Wasabi power didn't help her at all. It made her super be really big and also have way more HP, but for the actual damage it didn't do any more damage. She took 49 seconds. At 24th place there's Barry. Wherever he walks, he places down ice cream. Even though that's great, it did half of the damage of some normal. And if it's on the same place, it doesn't stack. He still did really good with a time of 48 seconds. Even though he's the slowest brawler, 8-bit still did really good. He could place multiple supers, which is handy because of his hypercharge, which made his super do damage. Overall, 8-bit is a really good brawler. He also took 48 seconds. At 22nd place we have Bo. His Wasabi power did absolutely nothing. It made it so he could place down multiple supers at once, but obviously that's way more useful in a real game than in this challenge. He's still really good at this, so he took 48 seconds. At 21st place we have one of my favorite brawlers, Byron. His attack splits into 3, just like Meeple, but obviously Byron is way better at this. With his poison and his great super he did a lot of damage, even though his gadget was absolutely useless because he already had 3 shots. He also took 48 seconds. And now there's Mac with her massive hypercharged super and her massive range, because her Wasabi power made her range way longer in her big and small form. Obviously we only used her big form. She did really great in this challenge, with a time of 47 seconds. And at 19th place we have Colt, who is quite good at challenges like this because he is a damage dealer after all. His Wasabi power makes it so his attacks are longer and he can shoot through walls. He ended up taking 45 seconds. And after that we have Pearl, who is one of the brawlers that had the most effect for this challenge with her Wasabi power. Normally she wouldn't do this good, but because of her Wasabi power, her bar is always full, so she does a lot of damage per shot. Combined with her hyper super, she's pretty decent. She ended up with 45 seconds. At 17th place we have Carl, who's just really fast with his Wasabi power. So no wonder he did so well in this challenge. And with his hypercharge, he's even better. He ended up having a time of 45 seconds. And now there's Angelo, who definitely was the best brawler that had 3 attacks at once with his Wasabi power. If he can get that bar all the way full, he does just a lot of damage all at once, so that's really OP. Especially in game modes like Brawl Ball, he can just snipe you out of nowhere. He got a time of 42 seconds. Next up is Barley. His Wasabi power made it so his attacks would stay on the floor for twice as long as normally, making sure that you can defeat every single of the small bots with just one shot. His hypercharge is also really handy for defeating the boss. He ended up finishing this parkour in 42 seconds. And now we have Spike, the mascot of the game. He has double the amount of spikes on his main attack. Because of that, he can do a lot of damage close by. He can also clear a lot of these small bots with his super. He did everything in 37 seconds. At 13th place we have Rico, who definitely had the best mutation 1 year ago. His Wasabi power is still strong and it was an inferno. It made it so every single bounce shot bounces way longer and way further. It helped him get a great time of 36 seconds. Now we have the starting brawler Shelly. Her super does a full 360, which is really handy on the boss. The other bots do take a little bit more time, but eventually she got them all, with a time of 36 seconds. At 11th place there's the one and only Milkman Hank. His Wasabi power didn't do anything for his challenge because he didn't get attacked. But besides that, he still did a lot of damage with his super, especially on the big boss. He got a time of 36 seconds. We're reaching the top 10 starting with Piper. Her double shots helped really a lot because now she just does this entire challenge 2 times as fast. I didn't go to the boss to use my super because I thought that would just be a waste of time. She still completed the challenge in 35 seconds. For place number 9 we have Ash, who spawns double as many rats as normally. Combine that with his hypercharge, you just have a lot of rats, destroying these bots really fast. His anger bar is also all the way full, so that's really handy as well. He completed everything in 31 seconds. Place 8 goes to Brock. He can one-shot all of the smaller bots with his flames, that are way bigger now because of his Wasabi power. His hypercharge does a lot of damage to the big boss and the small ones. He ended up completing this in 31 seconds. And for place number 7 goes to Terra. Terra spawns some of these shadows whenever she places her super. She also got one of the best skins besides Sprout of course in this update. Her hypercharge also deals just a lot of damage, so that's why she got this far. She completed everything in 31 seconds as well. Place number 6 goes to Jessie. With Scrappy being really big with this Wasabi power, she does a lot of damage. Combine that with her gadget and that's really a lot. She even ended up completing everything in 30 seconds. To start the top 5 we have Leon. Whenever he supers he gets 2 new clones who do damage. This is a really good upgrade from last year. These clones also stack, so that's just a lot of damage all at once. Leon has also great mobility, so that's why he did the challenge at 28 seconds. Place number 4 goes to Tick, and that didn't surprise me at all, because with 3 of his hats, he can just do a lot of damage all at once. Combine that with his hypercharge and that's just way too much damage. These tickets are also really fast, so there's literally no escaping them. He ended up completing this in 28 seconds. The top 3 starts with Nita. With her double boost, she can do a lot of damage all at once. Combine that with her star power, these things are way too fast. This would definitely be great in modes like Heist. Nita can also hit all of these small bots with her main attack. She ended up doing this challenge in just 24 seconds. At second place we have Penny. I was really surprised about this. Her Wasabi power made it so she had 2 mortars. And if you use her gadgets, there are just a lot of balls all over the screen. She can also kill the mini bots really quickly with her main attack. That's why she came in second place with just 24 seconds. And first place, you guessed it, it's Crow. And the Wasabi power itself didn't really help that much, because you may know it, but Crow with his hypercharge just easily destroys this entire training cave. The world record for this training cave is also just with Crow. He can hit a lot of enemies all at once. So that's why he came in first place with 21 seconds. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This took me a really long time, so I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.